the Interrobank. I'm Gracia Espinosa, and welcome to a new episode of the Red Couch podcast. Today, our guest is Chef Troy Spicer, who is going to lead 3 Canadian junior butchers at the World Butchers Challenge. Hello.
Hi, thanks for having me here today.
No, thanks for coming here. Another episode of the Red Couch podcast. So, I would like that you introduce yourself, how you are involved here at Fanshawe College.
Yeah, I'm a faculty member in the School of Tourism, Hospitality, and Culinary Arts
Mm-hmm.
here at Fanshawe. I actually teach at our downtown campus in the school there. I'm a chef professor, and so I specialize in culinary, baking, and currently spend most of my time in butchery with our professional butchery techniques program.
Why did you decide to become professor? What is your favorite role, professor or chef?
Oh, it's very interesting. So how I decided to come and work as an educator as Fanshawe is actually when I was a student at Fanshawe.
I
So
see.
I was a student many
Yeah.
years ago, and a little part in the back of my brain said, "Wow, I think I would really like to actually maybe strive to be a professor
Mm.
someday." And I didn't think I'd ever accomplish it. As when we're young, we have big dreams and we're not sure how we're going to get there, but it actually happened. So it was really great. I actually loved the Fanshawe environment so much that I wanted to come and spend my working life there too. So
Well, now I know that you love not only being a chef, teaching to your students, and now my question is, how did you in, become involved in the World Butchers Challenge?
oh well, that's
It was thanks to
yeah.
Fanshawe, or it's something that you
Well,
proposed?
I think a lot of my successes in my career to Fanshawe for sure. So,
Mm.
because when I was here as a student, it really inspired me to be curious and learn a lot more, and that's actually what led me into becoming a butcher, and then becoming an expert in butchery, and then coming back to teach it. So, as far as getting involved in the
Mm-hmm.
competition, it kind of started with a group called Meat and Poultry Ontario. They have a Ontario's Finest Butcher competition that they hold
Mm.
every year, and they asked me to come and judge that competition. So I did that for quite a few years, and then because of my consecutive involvement in that, they thought
Mhm.
the group that organizes the butchers that are going to Paris thought I would be a good choice as a coach because I
Mm.
work in education, but I also have the competition experience as well. So.
I heard about pizza pizza wars competition or talent, but I have never heard about this competition. So let me know
Yeah.
when did it start,
Yeah, it
or
started
how
quite a
did
few
you
years
hear
ago. So it
about
started quite a
this?
few years ago, but just during
So,
COVID, for the first
mhm.
time, Canada was going to enter in the
Ah,
competition. So the competition has been happening for a while, but it's growing, and Canada got involved. So some of the meat industry is a big industry, but it's small at the same time.
mhm.
So a
I
lot of
see.
us know each other. So in the industry, so with them getting involved in the competition, I kind of knew about it because of that. So it's
Hmm.
very exciting. So Canada. So a little bit of background about the competition. So I'm coaching 3 young butchers who are competing individually in the
Okay, yeah,
competition.
because I want to know how it
Yeah.
works, this
So alongside of that,
competition.
which actually is the big part of the competition, is a team competition.
Hmm.
So Canada is entering a team of 6 butchers that are competing against other countries in the world for to be named as the best butchers in the world. So if the Canadians win for this time, we would be considered the best butchers in the world. So that's kind of how that works. Yeah.
Canada won an edition, or not yet?
Have we
Can
won? No,
Yeah.
we have not. It's only our second time. And
Okay.
it's like anyone that's done any really high level competing, it takes time to learn about the competition. You
Hmm.
usually don't enter the first time and win. You come back, you learn, you grow, and then eventually in the future, maybe you'll win. So maybe this year will be our year to win the competition.
Okay, now I'm curious. How did you teach your students, or the participants to the challenge?
So I really try to let them do most of the work, and because I don't want them to be creating things that's my style. I want it to be their style. So I let
Oh.
them choose, and I just kind of guided them with my expertise to kind of refine things and add things, take things away, and then obviously critique. I did a lot of
Mm-hmm.
critiquing as well as they're preparing for the competition. So what those young butchers are showing is them. It's
Mm-hmm.
not me, it's them, and I just kind of help them refine it and get it there.
Okay, so you are not going to participate, but you are going to lead this young group. But what what do you want to say when you say a style? I don't want to that they do my style. I
Yeah.
have never heard about a butcher's style.
Yeah,
So
yes.
could you
So as
introduce
far
about
as
that?
yeah, so as far as the competition goes, the butchers, all the butchers get the same items that they have to butcher, and they have to butcher them to a retail cut, something that's cookable for someone, and then they have to do a display. So they have to have a theme that they're going to choose,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have to have a final display, right? So that's where they get to when I talk about style, it's more like the theme that interests them and how they want to
Mm-hmm.
present the product. So as far as butchery goes, a lot of background for butchers comes from their culture and their training, right?
Oh.
So there is different styles based on culture and training. Yeah.
Okay, so during the competition, you only have to show how you prepare the beef. I don't know if after that you have to cook the meat or it's
No, it's
only the.
not cooked.
Okay,
Nope. So
important
they
because.
butcher it and they display it
Okay.
like you would in a butcher shop, right? So
Okay,
you get to the
perfect.
very end and then you sell it to the customer, they take it home and cook it.
Um,
Yeah.
what jury is going to see to say this is like 10/10, this is
Yeah, there's
10.
judging criteria that the butchers are all using to
Mm-hmm.
prepare, so they know what the judges are going to be looking for, and then they have judges from all over the world that are judging it.
And
Yeah.
they are going to consider the meat that you are going to cut
Yeah,
during the
the
challenge.
quality of the butchery, also professionalism, food safety,
Mm-hmm.
the display, creativity, cookability.
Creativity,
Yeah, creativity is very important. Yeah.
how you can be creativity with
Yeah. With
a
meat,
cat.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
how?
There's lots of different things you can do with meat. You know, you can take a cut, you can butterfly it, you can stuff it, you can roll it, you can put a dry rub on it, you can marinate it. So
Oh.
it's doing more than just cutting a steak or tying a roast.
And there are different rounds on how long is each uh, try or eat round, because I don't know if you have 1 hour to do it, 30
They
minutes,
have two
so
and a half hours.
2.5 hours.
So they have 2.5 hours. They get a side of lamb. They get the middle section of a pig, so the loin and the belly attached. They get two chickens and whole beef sirloin.
You cannot
So,
choose the meat. The
nope,
jury
they
is going.
tell you. Everyone has
Oh.
starts with the same cuts. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes.
And it's only because with all these vegan things, I don't know if there is a specific round for people who are vegan or it's only meat. No, or
Yes, this
perhaps
is
a
not a
weird.
competition for
Okay,
vegans.
okay.
Yes,
It's perhaps a weird
that's for
question, but
sure.
I don't know. I was curious because I don't know if there is something but the same but in a vegan
So
edition. So.
I think to be fair, so everyone is on the same playing field. It's
Mhm.
the meats are prescribed, so you kind of know that going in, I guess, you know what you have to be butchering. So
Okay, so it's
yeah,
2 hours and a half.
yeah.
Ah, I don't know if you have 30 minutes or 15 minutes to talk with your team or they
No,
no
it's an
directly.
individual
Pa pa pa.
competition, so they go in by themselves and they have a work surface to work on and a display table to do their display, and it's up to them how they manage the 2.5 hours.
The knives and all the things that they need. competition is going to provide
No, we
you?
actually have donors that really so
Wow.
because we have the six butchers that are doing the team competition, we actually have alternate butchers as well, just in case someone's ill or something and can't work on the team. So we have a team of butchers going, and we have huge sponsors that are really helping with that competition. So that's how we pay for everything. So F Dick Knives, that's a company. They are the
Mm-hmm.
ones that are buying all the knives for all the butchers that they're using. So yeah,
Oh,
yeah, a lot of
got it.
sponsors. Yeah, for sure.
Um, what is your role as a leader? Of course, you are going to. Did you teach them in the past, all the participants, or
I
this
did.
your?
I did not.
No. Okay.
No.
So
So
what?
that's
How
the
is
hope for
your?
the future, though.
Yeah, because what is your role as a leader
It's just a coach.
coach?
Just think of it like a
To motivate, or if they have questions
exactly
before the round?
all of that.
Mm,
Yeah,
got it.
motivation, making sure they're organized, making sure they're
Well, the
where they
paperwork for
should be.
sure. If you
Exactly. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, and guidance. Think of like a baseball coach or a
Mm-hmm.
hockey coach, right? Same kind of idea.
And it includes the training and preparation as a coach.
Yep.
Includes that.
Yeah, we've been working together for about 8 months. Yeah.
8 months.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long time. Yeah.
And I mean, these young participants were doing the practicing after the classes, during the classes,
So
so after their
they all work,
jobs.
yes, exactly. They all work full time, so they do
Wow.
all of the practicing after they've worked, and they're busy butchers, most of them working in small businesses, so family run businesses, so it's all
Mm-hmm.
happening. So I usually go for coaching sessions in evenings or days off.
And
Yeah.
where was the meeting or?
So usually go to them or
Mhm.
over Zoom because one of our butchers is from Kamloops,
Oh,
BC.
that's
So I can't travel to Kamloops, BC very
okay.
regularly. So we meet over Zoom actually and do it over Zoom. The other two butchers, one butcher's in Simcoe. His name's Dylan Miedema. He's at Townsend Butchers in Simcoe. And then in Oshawa, and I'm going to on Tuesday, I'm going to Oshawa for a coaching session with Chris
Wow.
McNutt. He's at Helenda's Meats there. I should mention the third one in Kamloops. His name is Ron Keeley. So
I
he's
don't know
there.
if you would like to explain what is the best that they can do um, during the competition. The best of this participant is this technique. This one is this style. This
Oh, it's all so individual. It's hard to say what the best is because it's
yeah,
all
but
like,
highlight what is the best from each
I don't
participant.
think I can say yet.
It's a secret before the
It is a
competition.
secret.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't tell anyone what anyone's doing.
Okay, but
So,
together
yeah.
they everything is going good. I mean, they
Oh,
have
yes, for
okay.
sure. Yeah, it's going really well. It's they're working incredibly hard.
Oh,
It's a lot. It's the one butcher just had a baby last Saturday, so his wife had a
oh
baby, so
no! Well, oh, it's
he's
a good. I mean,
yeah.
it's good, but at the same
It's
time,
busy.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Working
working,
and
taking care of the
growing
baby. And,
family and everything. So
oh,
yeah, so it's a
wow,
lot. Yeah. So everyone's juggling a lot to make it happen. So yeah.
wow. A specific skills or techniques that you focus to be prepared for the challenge.
Yeah, organization is a
Mhm.
really big thing. Food safety. So make sure we're working clean, cross contamination,
Oh, the
things
jury
like that.
considers that.
Oh, absolutely. It's really
Ah,
important. Yeah,
wow.
we have it's a very important when as butchers,
Mm-hmm.
right? Food safety is a very important thing. So food safety organization, being very precise. You should be
Mm-hmm.
fussy if you're going to be doing this, so that all the cuts really look perfection. Really, when you're at the competition level, you're looking for perfection in the final products.
And the uniform is mandatory.
Yes, and they're all donated as well. The uniforms, they all have branding, so the junior butchers all have the Fanshawe brand on them for the work that I'm doing to support them.
Oh,
So,
so the
yeah.
world is going to see that there
Yeah,
are.
Fanshawe's going to be in Paris in
Yeah.
March. Yeah,
Uh,
so
why? I mean, the competition is always in France, so every year
no,
is in the
new country every
new
year.
country.
Yeah, last time it was in California, Sacramento. So this year it's
Oh,
in
okay.
Paris. So
And in this case, in France, I don't know if it's going to be different compared to the last edition because when you choose a country, I don't know if they choose the country for something special related to butchery or
Yeah,
what?
I'm not 100% sure how they choose, but I assume it is countries that are participating in the competition,
Okay.
right? So countries that have teams being entered in the competition. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
And what is going to be one of the most difficulties that you have to defeat during the?
I think logistics.
Yeah.
So we have to take a lot of stuff to France, you know, and then there's a
Wow.
lot of things, fresh things that you can't move across borders. So
Mm-hmm.
we're going to have to go there, then have to get the products
Oh,
that
for
we need
sure, the
for
time and every.
garnishes and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff that we use and stuff that we can't ship that's too large. So I
okay.
think it's the logistics is probably the biggest challenge, and of course the expense.
Mm-hmm.
It's very expensive to ship everything and to do all of this stuff. So
It's going to be March 30 and 31st?
yes,
Yeah,
exactly. The junior
okay.
butchers are on the 30th, and the
Okay,
team competition is on the
I see.
31st.
And how long you are going to be there with these three
Yeah, so
participants?
we fly out on March 24th.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll be there for that week preparing, and then the
Mm-hmm.
next week's the competition, and then they have award ceremonies. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there for almost 2 weeks
I
in
mean, because
total.
it's good that you go 3 or 5 days before the competition because the time, the climate, and you
Exactly.
need time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and also because we have to collect some things while we're there as well. So we have to be able to have time to go out and purchase what we
Mhm.
need.
And the teams are going to be all of them at the same hotel, at the same place.
I'm not
So
sure. We're all the same. The
it will be
Canadians are.
funny.
Yeah, we're gonna know a lot more here in a month or so. But the Canadian team is all traveling together. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Last edition, who was the winner? Do you remember?
Oh, I think it was Germany. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah,
Germany.
yeah. They're great butchers. Yes,
Yeah.
they wrote the book on butchery. Yeah.
And this year, a part of Germany, another country that you consider, oh, I think they are going to do a very good.
Oh, it's very tough
Yeah.
competition. The Italians do a great job.
Oh,
The French
Italians.
as well. The
Yeah, because
British
they are
are
going to host the competition,
They are, yeah,
so
exactly.
it makes sense.
Yeah, it would be the time to shine, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Americans go as well, the British, the Irish, Australians, New Zealand. Yeah, it's hard to say. It
Yeah.
really is. It's hard to say.
I mean, but perhaps you prepared your team to defeat, the Germans, the
Mm-hmm.
Italians. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if okay, the Germans are very good in this, so we have to defeat them with this technique, with this style. I don't know if you think about that or no. They are
I think it's
trying
doing our best,
their best. That's
like
it.
bring and
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want to you want to be yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and show off what you have to offer. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And what it will be the Canadian style in this field? Do,
Hmm.
because for example, if I'm thinking in Germany, on Germany, I consider, for example, the sausages.
Right.
Italian,
Yeah.
perhaps the prosciutto,
Yeah.
the pepperoni, and
Yeah,
by
I understand that.
Canadians,
Well, think we have farms, we have fields,
but
like
something perhaps
stuff like that.
it could
Yeah.
be very typical here and people don't
Yeah, well, I
know.
mean maple syrup,
Ah,
that kind of
yeah.
stuff,
Oh,
of course.
people say
I'm
for
sure
sure.
maple syrup will be in there somewhere for sure, right? So,
That is
yeah.
it's true
Yeah.
because for the ham, I noticed that when you go to the supermarket, there are a lot of ham with maple
Mhm.
syrup. So how you can do that? Or I don't know if you could explain because I'm
Oh,
curious.
there's lots of ways in marinades and stuff like that. You can
Yeah,
use,
marinade.
yeah, you can
So
use
how
maple syrup in a
and
marinade.
how
Yeah,
can you
so
do it with maple syrup? It's more difficult.
as the sweetener in a marinade. A lot of
Mm.
marinades have sugar in them, so you just use maple syrup as the sweetness in a marinade. Yeah.
And how long you have to leave the ham or the turkey with my maple syrup?
So if you're gonna marinate it, you can marinate it for a few hours, up to like
Okay.
24 hours, kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Curious because I always it's something that I have never seen until I came here.
Oh yeah.
It makes sense,
It's very
but
Canadian.
yeah,
Yes.
it's really, really Canadian.
And delicious. I love it.
Hmm. I would like to know the balance between traditional butchery techniques with modern during the competition. I because
So traditional versus modern.
yeah,
Yeah.
during the
Hmm.
competition.
So I think in a lot of ways it's more traditional
Mm-hmm.
butchery for sure. That's really is
Okay.
what they're showcasing
No
because
machines, no
just a
technology.
bandsaw and a grinder, really, that's about it. So
Mm-hmm.
very, very standard butchery things. I mean, because I don't want anyone to think that butchery isn't
Mm-hmm.
innovative and highly technological. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It's in this scenario, in this competition, that's not really what they're judging as much, right? Because
Okay.
when we look at processing meat, I've toured a lot of processing plants. They are incredibly automated. They use AI, they use
No way. Yeah.
unbelievable things that they use. Yeah, so
Wow.
meat processing facilities are very, very current, innovative, and modern. This is more the trade, right? The
Mm-hmm.
trade of butchery that they're showcasing a little bit more in this competition, which I think is really important because
Mm-hmm.
it's a very noble profession, very old profession, and it's really important, especially in Canada, as part of our food economy. Like
Mm-hmm.
the meat industry is huge, huge for us economically in Canada. So it's something we want to celebrate, which is actually why we're doing this competition, why we're participating. There's a lot of us that work in the industry that truly believe in butchery and the importance of it for Canada and for young people to look as a career path, right? So that's
Okay.
actually why we're doing
Yeah.
all this, right? It's not for ourselves,
Yeah.
it's because we believe in the industry and we want
Yeah.
to support it and see it thrive and see it grow.
So now I have two questions because one of them is related to the industry. Is how the industry has evolved during these last years. I mean, and if the butcher and butchery field is one of the most demanded jobs here in Canada. I mean, in
Mhm.
the labor market.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so butchery butchers are not easy to find. So a lot of people that are hiring for butchers struggle to find butchers to hire. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
very in demand
and um
trade.
and why is the reason? Because they have to learn the traditional one, or they have promised to learn the new techniques,
No, a lot of it is
or
because people aren't looking at it as a career path. So a
okay.
lot because of Canada's European history,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of butchers came from Europe, came to Canada, and they were in Europe. Butchery is considered a more noble profession, right, and
Oh,
more respected than it is in Canada.
S-
But since
and
those immigrants don't come the way they did, 50 years ago or 70 years ago, that's kind of died off. Those older
mm-hmm.
butchers have retired and not in the industry. So young people aren't seeing the value in becoming a butcher,
So
right?
here in Canada, I thought it will be an important job, but you
It
say
is.
is it? It is,
It is
but
important
it's more
job.
considerate outside
It's
in
more respected
it's most
outside of Canada.
expected.
Yeah.
Wow, I
Yeah.
didn't think about that. I mean
Yeah.
that. Wow.
So it's a challenge. It's a challenge for people that need butchers because young people aren't looking at it
Mm-hmm.
as a profession, right? And it is. It's highly skilled, like a chef, like a baker.
Yeah.
It's highly skilled. Like carpenter. It is. So it's important to try to get that word out, which is
Mm-hmm.
why we're sitting here today. To be honest, for me, that's important for me. Yeah.
Well, mm, I would like to know that because I'm going to do the last two, three questions. So basically, how can people or Fanshawe community support the Canadian Junior Butcher team? How we can help you?
Well, the easiest way to help me is I'm actually holding a fundraising dinner at the Chef's Table at the downtown campus on February 22nd. It's a fundraiser for these young butchers that are going. My chef faculty colleagues are going to be cooking all the meals. All of my industry partners have donated all the product for it. So really excited for that. So you can buy tickets going on Eventbrite
Mm-hmm.
and looking up Junior Butcher Fundraising Dinner, and you can purchase tickets that way.
I saw that there is a Instagram account too. So, but
Yes.
what is the best way to follow all your steps or all the things that you are doing in
So yeah,
Paris?
so the uh, Butcher Team Canada site is the best way
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram. That's where you're going to see
Okay.
most of the coverage. Yeah.
I hope you can update
Yeah.
about the competition. I hope you win for sure.
Yeah, for
This
sure. It
is
would be
your
great.
edition. I know. I know.
Yeah, so you can go on the website.
Mhm.
It's called the World Butcher Challenge. That's the name
Mhm.
of the competition, and they'll be streaming it, so you'll actually be able to watch it the day of as
On
well.
YouTube
So
or
yeah,
on
yeah. Last time it was on YouTube. So
YouTube?
yeah. So
Mm.
yeah, so it's interesting. It's different. It's they call it the Olympics of Butchery. So
Olympics.
yeah, so that's what they call it, and it's funny. It's in Paris just after the Olympics there. So, but anyways,
Well,
yeah.
I wish the best to you and your team.
Oh, thank you.
I hope our next episode is here with the award,
Yeah.
with all the team, and I hope you can explain how you did it, and I hope you can defeat the German and the Italian. Thank you so
Oh, thank you
much.
so much for the invite. I really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
it.
And thank you for listening to another episode of the Red Couch podcast. You can catch up with every episode on our website or wherever you get your podcast. We have Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and What Fuel episode on YouTube channel. And subscribe to our newsletter to keep up with Fanshawe. For the Interrobang, I'm Gracia Espinosa.